So one of my favorite things that we have learned so far is about these Hugelkultur beds that Hollyhock uses to grow its pumpkins and squash. Can you talk about how these are built?
Sure. So we start building these piles in the fall. Last fall and through the summer, we had squash growing here. Then in the fall, after the squash was harvested, we removed all the soil, and then we started building these piles up again. So basically any stocky garden scraps you have in October, November, like dahlia stalks, lily stalks, anything really woody goes on the bottom. And then after that, we just start throwing all kinds of garden scraps on here. Weeds or scrapings out of our pathways or old hay or straw that we used for mulch the previous year. And we just keep piling them up. And then this time of year, they get to the height where we just layer them with a layer of our compost that we make here, and then we plant the squash into it. And the squash loves it because the material is breaking down and creating heat. So the squash just takes off, and basically this whole area will become a sea of squash vines, and you won't be able to see any differentiation in piles. The entire thing will be covered, and last year we harvested 600 pounds of squash and pumpkins from these 3 beds.
600 pounds, that is amazing. And I've been here in September when this is just a solid mat of greens. Like, you can't even walk through this. It's just pure pumpkin.
That's right. We just have a tiny path that we can barely get our wheelbarrows through to put in the wheelbarrow shed there. One of the greatest things about these piles is the soil that you remove in the fall. Through the season, as the squash is growing and the hugel piles are also decomposing, this amazing soil is created. Wheelbarrow here. And then we can use this soil in our soil mix the next year.
This is such beautiful soil that comes out of what basically starts as a compost pile. That's incredible. You have these little hot hats that we put on the newly planted baby squash, which were just planted this morning, that's just to protect them for about a week or so, right?
Right. It'll probably, it's a fairly warm season, so we may just have these little hot caps on for maybe even 4 or 5 days, and then we'll remove them.
So that the slugs don't eat them too quickly.
That's right.